Transparency Tuesday. I've tried to record this video so many times, it's ridiculous. I woke up this morning and I was emotional again because I didn't know all the information and I jumped to conclusions, and then I spiral, even though I know better. I caught it this time though, before I did tremendous damage. So as I say that, I want to apologize to the person that I recently hurt. It wasn't intentional, just as what was done wasn't. It doesn't take away from the way that I reacted though. And you were right. Friends don't do that. And I apologize. I have not been the best friend to anybody lately. I'm trying. I reconnected with my best friend, and yesterday she came and picked me up to take me to do some laundry at her house. And then she proceeded to do my laundry for me because my back is messed up and I can't walk really well. It hurts. I haven't been able to do a lot of things. And I'm probably about to be way more transparent than I should be because it always bites me in the ass. But I am going to ask if you could click the link for my Pure Romance in my bio. I really need help right now. Everything is due. And I can't find a job right now that offers the flexibility that I need for my daughter's therapies. And she's gotten so much better. I don't want to take that away from her. I have worked. My house is okay. I've eliminated quite a bit of debt. And things are starting to come around again. I just need a little help. And I'm not one to ask for money because I know people have a hard time too. But I will ask for you to click my link. So it's a business transaction. And I'm not a charity. It's not to say that those who have given me money, I don't appreciate it, because I really do. It came in clutch. I am moments away from having the job that I really want. One of the jobs that I really want. Another one that I'm creating and that I've been working on, and I made mention to my brother Eric in his show. I'm working to create a safe space. Because if I didn't have a safe space last year when I was going through what I did, I don't know that I would be sitting here making this video, if I'm honest. I was sliding down a very slippery slope, and because of the restraints placed on us by society on what's appropriate and what isn't, the way that I think, the way that I understand the world didn't have a place. I see the world in pictures. I write it into fairy tales. I write it into stories. And so some of my characters could be warlocks. I mean, we all know that I have a demon, you know? But I'm gonna say that that's probably one of the last times that I'm gonna call him that publicly. Because it really, really bothered me when people associated him to some kind of demonic thing. Because that's not what he is. He was just my demon. That's it. It's just a word. Calm down. But it never really matters. Because at the end of the day, and I actually hate that saying, because some people's days don't end. But the only thing that matters is keeping my kids stable. That is the one thing that I am so proud of. I say the one thing a lot too. I need new words. One of the things I am super proud of myself for is I have lived in my house since 2005. I almost lost it in some years ago. Saved it in the 11th hour. But my kids, in all that time, never worried about where they were going to lay their head. They didn't always have food in their belly. But they had a place to sleep. And now with my second generation of kids, my granddaughter and my daughter, they have the stability of their home, and they always have food in their belly. I'm proud of that. I will go without just for them, and not even bat an eye. I recently chanced it and decided to eat the foods that they eat. Not a good business decision. I swelled up, and that's one of the contributing factors to my back being out right now. Because it was all bad. It was all bad. And I can't stand up straight. I can't straighten my leg because the nerve is right there pinched in my hip. I walk like I need a walker right now. And I do have a cane. I just haven't had to use it outside of the house. I was paralyzed for 3 months. Not physically. I just couldn't do anything. I had all the ambition in my head, and I would go to do it and I would freeze, and I couldn't do it. I'd be really gung-ho, and I'm like super excited. The pure romance. I bought all the stuff. I was gonna do online sales. I don't want to go into anybody's homes. And then I just froze. Because I don't believe in myself. I didn't. Nothing has shown me any reason not to. And I know I can't depend on people to help me feel some kind of way. But it doesn't matter what you know. It's all in how you feel. We all are expected to behave. Sit down and shut up. Even today. And we're grown. Everybody wants a label. I'm cis woman now. I am a huge ally. But why do I need a new label? But it's whatever. It's not my fight. I'm just Talitha. Y'all can have all the rest of that. Religion. I don't view religion the same way other people do because it turns people against each other, which is the opposite of what they're preaching. I can deal with contradictions, not that one. There's not one group that has more authority than the other. However, there's no wrong people on this planet. The only people that are wrong are the people who disagree with you. That's healthy. I want to encourage different opinions. I want to be able to learn. I have followed some people that practice stuff that I have no idea of. And it's so interesting to me. I don't want to be an expert, but I want to know about it. You've got a weird hobby that society is deemed weird, and it's not necessarily weird. I want to know about it because I have led a sheltered life. I really have. I don't know a lot of stuff because I like to learn. I want to know a little about a lot of things. I want to know enough to hold a conversation. I also want somebody to know enough about me to hold a conversation. I also want people to know that you can't just approach me the same way you approach other people. Because one, I'm going to probably be offended. And for two, I don't do surface level interactions anymore. That currency doesn't hold value. I don't want to be the, hey, how you doing? I'm great, how are you? No, I don't want the falsity of propriety. I don't. I have a genuine interest in how you're doing. I watch somebody every day, almost, post about how they're at the end of their strength. And nobody reaches out to them. I want to. But the trust hasn't been earned in that field yet. So I would never push myself on that. But I see it. I recognize it. And I have a true concern. But when I make alarm bells and I send out the troops, people think I'm being over-exaggerating. She's so dramatic. Look at how often she's crying. She's just... When it comes to recognizing pain in other people, I am never wrong. Never. Because I spent my life standing on the outside, watching people's mannerisms, watching how they interact with others. And I see the micro actions, whatever they're called. I see them. So somebody will say something, and the person they said it to will drop their head. You just hurt their feelings. But they won't say anything. Or they get really loud, and they start talking shit. And they're like, nah. Yeah, you hurt their feelings. But we're not allowed to communicate that because then we're made fun of. Oh, you little pussy. Oh, little bitch. No. That's not healthy. That doesn't make me want to talk to you. Do you know, honestly, like when I'm upset and I vent to somebody and just say, this is going on right now. I don't need an apology. I don't need that. I'm sorry. And if you do give it to me, be like, I'm sorry, Talitha. I'm here. I'm here. I recognize you're not here. I recognize that you may not even be in the state. Your energy is with me. And that's what is important. I made a Dream Bay on Rodis's show, and then I made a little promo for it. But the characteristics that I called into my totem pole is something that I know that I found in one person, that I'm able to find in one person. And I think I just said that again because I really think it's going to shock some people. One person's not going to shock anybody. One person. But that's just because of who he is. I mean, duh. But I ramble. I started this one way and I ended in a completely different space. But that's how I operate. I never follow a straight line. And that's kind of why I wanted to start doing full episodes of Transparency Tuesday, because the way that I talk, the way that I go through things, it's a sight. I'm not even gonna lie, because I really can go really far onto the deep end. And then it can be something as simple as getting a text message and I get pulled back into it. The other night I did a duet with somebody singing the Looney Tunes anthem. And that pulled me up out of my depression. It was fun. Hanging with my best friend yesterday was fun. My bestest lives in another state, but she is always up my ass in the best possible way. What are you doing? Have you applied to any jobs? How's it going? Do you need a keychain? Because she sells keychains. She makes amazing keychains. And if you check her out on Facebook, Manda Bear Designs, she makes custom ones too. And she's reasonable. Handmade. Gotta plug the friend. And while I'm plugging that friend, let me plug the other friend for the Naughty Coven, who's actually creating and cultivating the Goddess to a Demon collection, as well as the Deconstructed Goddess. But that will be under the Arcane Etsy shop. But these two women, I can't even tell you how amazing they are. And in my own way, I just recognized it's a true trinity. I have 3 women who love me unconditionally. Sorry. It's just 3 is my favorite number. Everything happens in 3s. That's why I know it's time for a blessing. Because I've had one. I've had so many. Let me not even lie. I've had so many blessings. I am a walking testimony. I shouldn't be alive today. How many men? Not the show. My gentle nature has allowed me to put myself into situations I almost couldn't get out of. But I've also done a few things wild and crazy that other people haven't done. Like, I've lived on a reservation, but I'm not a native. What reservation? None of your damn business. Where? I don't know. Why would I say it? I can't remember. I just remember I was on it. Because even though it's been over 2 decades, I would never put my friend out like that. But I still get to feel a little special because that friend really came in clutch for me at that time too. I've had so many blessings, and it's so easy to get lost in the sauce and forget and just look at everything that's bad going on in your life. But I don't do that. I will sit here and tell you what's wrong with my life and still tell you what's good in it. I can operate on 2 realms. If you see me sad, yeah, I'm sad, but I'm also functioning back here. I'm doing everything. I have the 180 of the emotion that's being presented. And because I am now in a space where I'm not holding on to my emotions and waiting until I get to a point and then just exploding, that's why there's been so many more episodes, because I'm getting them out. I'm healing out loud. And I'm an ugly crier. But it's worth it. It's worth it to not hold on to those emotions. It's nice to know that when I walk into a new relationship, I'm going to be able to be completely honest with that person. And if there's a trigger, I'm going to be like, whoa, I'm upset right now. This is not because of you. This is because of this. I need to go work on this right now. I'll be right back. And not hold them responsible for it, because it wasn't their fault. They're only responsible for the action that they did, not the emotion it triggered. I had to go through the darkness to get there, though. Can you imagine? I want to love on my man. I want him to stand before me, and I want to undress him and do to him what all of the women want done to them. I want him to feel just as special as I'm asking him to make me feel. His dream is our dream. My dream is our dream. Separate, but together. I want him to dominate me in the room, and together we dominate the hell out of our businesses. Because together we're going to have an amazing foundation. His worth is never going to be determined by how much money he makes. He's never going to be held to task if he loses a job. We'll make do. We'll move some things around. The only thing we won't do is sell my body for profit. And I've tried to do that before, and I wasn't successful. Because it's just not who I am. I definitely am an exhibitionist. I like to show it off. But I don't want to make money on it. And to some of my followers, they know. I did that one time. I wasn't successful. When I did get help is when I went online and I was actually crying and trying to talk and communicate. I don't do that anymore because I felt guilty. I know how my emotions can trigger people. I don't want to use them to my benefit. I don't want to use any of my wows to my benefit, because then it's not a benefit. It's a trap. And I'm not a trap hoe. Yeah, I changed the meaning. Who cares? It's not copyrighted. Just kidding. This has actually been longer than I thought. I didn't think that I was going to even make it to 5 minutes. And I can't tell you what I've talked to you about in this whole 26 minutes so far. And I'm going to post it on my YouTube, and I'm going to forget about it. If people see it, they do. If they don't, they don't. But I just want to be loved and respected by everybody, because I'm worth it. You're worth it. They're worth it. Everybody's worth it. I don't want to be alone in seeing that, though. A person doesn't have to bend to accommodate me. They're not being genuine to themselves then. If I don't vibe with you, I don't vibe with you. That doesn't mean I don't like you. I just don't vibe with you. I can still be in your presence. I can still have conversations, but it's just, that's what it is. It's just a conversation. There are a lot of narcissists walking around in empath clothing right now. And I'm seeing a lot of destruction because people's feelings are being manipulated. I don't know how to stop that, though. I can only work on me. And so far, I'm a sexy hot mess. Did you know that your boobs shrink when you lose weight? Everybody was like, no, you'll keep your boobs. You don't. But that's okay. That was random. But I know it's going to work out. It always does. I am extremely blessed. And I don't ever want people to think that I don't see that. It doesn't matter if I'm crying and I'm all in my emotions. They're temporary. I get to live another day. And I'm trying to learn how to do that on my terms. And I look in the mirror at myself naked now, and I like my reflection. I'm like, oh, you know, like even my wrinkles, like everything. I'm just like, damn, girl, like you did that. And it's not the weight. The weight is great. It's what I see inside. I use filters a lot. I have like 2 filters that I like favor. And it's because that's how I see me. Not because I'm trying to pretend to be something else, but that's literally how I see myself. Smooth skin. Not with all these little freckles. My strawberry mark. That I had forgotten all about till my mom reminded me. Because it only really comes out when I'm angry. Good news, I don't get angry a lot. I get mad. I don't really get angry. And there is a difference. And if you would like to know the difference, let me know. But life can always be lifing. You are what's important. Not the opinions, not the expectations. If you woke up today and you decide that the most you're gonna do is make a sandwich, what kind? I miss bread. I want a sandwich so much. Gluten-free bread is gross. But so much has changed with me. I want to build a garden. I want to make homemade bread that I can't eat. I want to do homemaker stuff. I want to do canning, not couponing. I don't want to do that. But I want to be a homemaker. I want to be a wife without the government contract. I want to be in the kitchen with my man and we decide that we're going to make some random dessert, and then we do. Like the peanut butter cup I made with the PB2 powder. I was so happy, and it looked so good and it tasted so good. I just got to get little remotes. I got to get the small silicone molds so I can make mini Reese's cups. But those are things I've never done before. I've never wanted to do those things before. I've never made videos where I don't have full makeup on, and I've been doing that. You guys have seen that. I've done that. And I'm not as self-conscious anymore. I'm still weird about my hair, but it's getting better. I've had some videos where I look cray-cray, and I'm okay with that because the message is what was important. I feel so exhilarated, and I feel like I've turned a corner, and I know things are going to work out. And I need to step out of my own way. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. One thing I didn't even, I didn't even know what it was until I met Squish. But I am coming back. I am going to have a full sit-down show. And I do have my first guest that I want to bring on. And the reason why is because they were a catalyst in me finally stepping off the ledge and just trying to figure things out. I didn't give them a nickname. Normally, if they're a significant part that sits at my table in the story I've created, they get a nickname. However, I really don't think that this particular person was given a nickname. One, because I respect their wife. Two, because they are more of a confidant, more of an advisor, an oracle of sorts. Not that they have all the answers, but 100% know that they're coming from the hip and they're going to give me the truth. And as my daughter starts to wake up, I'm going to go ahead and end this show and say thank you so much for waking up today. I love you. And be nice. It's easy.